What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you guys for joining each and every time you guys do decide to join me. Got another one for you today. Bipolar is home, baby. Bipolar is home. And for you who have never met Bipolar, I gotta introduce you to her, man. Be quite honest with you, she's a handful. She left a handful. She came back even more of a handful. That's why we call her Bipolar. But at the same time, she's a beautiful bike, beautiful piece of equipment, beautiful machine. I got a little rundown to give you guys. I got to do that. I got to give you guys the rundown. But so if you've never seen a bike before, I'm gonna just run through really quickly what's done to the bike, some of the parts. I'm not gonna get too far into detail because it'll make it a very, very long video. You guys can always go back and look at my old videos and see everything I did to the bike. But today, I want to get to all the new stuff that we did to the bike. Where we're going with the bike, where I went with the bike. I mean, a lot of guys thought a lot of things about this bike when it was gone, when it was down for a few months. But yeah, I'll explain. Guys who are new to the channel, there she is. 2021 Road Glide Special in Snake Venom. A very, very nice color, if I do say so myself. Custom painted because it comes from Harley custom painted. They even call it Harley's. Hold on. Harley's custom paint. Yeah. This is not a numbered bike if you're thinking that, like I always thought it would have been. It's not a CVO. It's just a Road Glide Special. Bike right now has about 12,000 miles on it. So, I mean, in 2 years, 3 years, I guess. I bought it like the middle of 2021. So, yeah, 2.5 years. The bike has been through a lot of changes, guys. I hope this color of this bike is coming out so you guys can see it. Let me see if I can turn it up a little bit. But the bike has gone through a bunch of changes. I mean, we started off with a stage 2 kit and we progressed from there. The bike now is currently 170 horsepower bike. I won't say what size the motor is, but it is a 170 horsepower bike. So guys, if you can, you know, it's been called every size in the book, man. Big motors, little motor, it's been called everything, but it's a 170 horsepower bike. We're not afraid to admit it. It is what it is. This bike has been copied. Yeah, people have been trying to copy what they think the motor is. They've been trying to, you know, ask around the shop and kind of like figure out what I got going on. But I'm here to tell you guys, 170 horsepower. But what happens when you got a bike like this? And just because I'm telling you the number doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean you know how fast it is. We built this bike to go from A to B very quickly. And that's pretty much what it does. And at the same time, I could turn around and take a day trip, 6 hours if I wanted to. I'm not much of a traveler on the bike, but if I want to, the bike will do that for me. So that's how we built it. That's what I asked for. Shout out to George at All American Cycles. Shout out to George at Bad Boy Cycles. Shout out to Hogworks. Shout out to Avan Black. Shout out to SMT. Shout out to Man Performance. Who else we got? Shout out to Harley. Shout out to Custom Dynamics. Shout out to I got another one. Up there. Clockworks. Yeah. Shout out to all those guys because now I'm about to run you guys through all the parts. So starting with the obvious, 21-inch SMT machine, wheel in the front. I wanted 21 and I wanted it to look factory. That's why we're rocking that wheel. That's why this bike doesn't have BST wheels like the Road King in there. Yeah, that's why we're still on those things because I wanted it that way. Now, wrap fender for the 21-inch. I do not know whose fender that is. I would guess and say it's probably like an Amazon special that's been painted. I did have it repainted since the bike has been down. Let's move around to the front. Hogworks headlight. Hogworks headlight with the Harley Davidson, just the bezel for the headlight. I like to stick with Harley for a lot of things, guys. I keep telling you that, and that's because the fitment is always right. Clockworks 9-inch windshield. I like it. Works well. Does its thing. It's like a smoke color. It's not black. You can see through it pretty much. Custom Dynamics, turn signals. I've upgraded turn signals like 2 times already, guys. I've always stuck with the Harley, and I had to take the chance and jump out there and get the Custom Dynamics. Don't forget, lifetime warranty. Factory 47 12-inch handlebars. I'll get into the cockpit in a second, but we got the Performance Machine grips on it. I love those grips because they give it that dirt bike feel. There's a lot of grip there, no slip. T-Man Performance air cleaner, no loss. T-Man Performance oil pressure gauge. Hold on, let me get you down in here because this is new. I changed out the old one I had. I don't even know the name or the brand of the old one I had, but I had to go ahead and just say T-Man all around. How about that? Exhaust system, huh? We'll get back to it. Bad Boy Cycles for the win again. Saddlebag guards, Bad Boy Cycles Venom seat. This is called Mac Attack Green. Shout out to them, man. They hooked me up. They just got me another seat for the Road King. I'll go over that one day. But Mac 10, get you 10% off. So if you guys are looking for a seat, there's a few seats to choose from them. Any parts you get 10% off if you use the code. So go ahead and do that. Use the code, get yourself 10% off, buy some things. I forgot to show you guys. Yeah, buddy. Hold on. No. Yeah, that logo's etched in there, man. This is a brand new air cleaner on this bike. I have one on the Road King. In case you guys have been watching the Road King situation, yeah, I got one on there too. Saddlebags are from Avan Black. These lids are from Hogworks. Now, don't ask me why I did that. It was just like whoever could get it to me first, pretty much. But I do have a set of lids from Avan Black, which I was thinking about putting on there, but they color matched everything pretty good. Every now and then, I try to find like maybe there's a difference. There's no difference, guys. Rear fender, CVO rear fender from Avan Black as well. I like the Cadillac style tail lights on it. What else we got? Is that Trask? I don't know. Barnett. I'm sorry, man, because I almost called this Trask. Hold on. Come on, focus, baby. Well, guys, this is a Barnett clear window Trask basket and a lockup clutch, man. Nah, I mean, I don't need to get too far into detail on that. What else we got? Harley did give me the shift linkage. They don't give me anything. I bought it. Yeah, I bought the shift linkage. I did put the rear shifter on there as well. Let's go up to the cockpit, guys. Let's go up to the cockpit. And I'm going to turn the key for you guys real quick. Yeah, that's the Harley alarm you just heard. DynoJet Power Vision mounted. These are custom mounts. You cannot buy these unless you go to All American Cycles and have them make you one. Yeah. Power Vision, guys, you got to understand, with a bike like this, you want to let it warm up. You want to let it do its thing, make sure everything's running properly. So then we put the Power Vision on it, and I like to show my temperatures, okay? That's most fitting for me. Nothing else really bothers me but me watching those temperatures, and I also put the mile per hour on there, which, you know, I really don't need. But once this thing stops at 120, you don't know how fast you're going. Then you look over here and see, hey, I'm going pretty fast. All right, guys. So shift light. See, it might blink. It might not blink. No, it didn't blink. I'll do it again so you can see it blink. There it goes. At night or when you take this cap off, it's a lot brighter. You need that, especially sometimes when you can't focus on the RPM gauge. You need a light. If I tell you my Harley needs a shift light, that's because she's a handful. This is the reason why I call this bike bipolar, man. Bipolar sometimes can get out of hand. Before her consistency was there, but every now and then she would act up, so she became bipolar. Diamond Audio. Hold on, guys. You know I like to have it focused. Diamond Audio, full complete system. I don't have my speakers in my bags because these are my second set of bags. These are shorty bags. And my other bags that are come with the special, I guess the extended bags, that's where I have my 10-inch speakers in, 6.5 up front with the tweeter. Man, I mean, all Diamond Audio setup. So now that we got the basics out of the way, come on, focus, baby. Now that we got the basics out of the way, let me get into a little bit more detail. So I told you guys I'm making 170 horsepower. The bike was down. The bike had been down about 4 or 5 months at this point. And the reason was we had to get heads on the bike and we had to get this exhaust. This exhaust is what took the most time. I upgraded my heads on my kit that I had, and now I had to say, look, to fine tune, to not miss anything, to not have any problems with, we're looking for extra horsepower. Are we gonna try this to get extra horsepower? No, let's build a custom exhaust. Shout out to George. You guys might say, hey, I wanna get a custom exhaust. I wanna get a custom exhaust for my bike. Now, the only way you can get one to fit your bike is if you get an all-American build, and then we will get you an exhaust built. Shout out to George one more time, man. The problem was it took forever. It took forever. But to perfect something like this, you know, it's going to take a while. Now, most of these exhausts are kind of made to fit everybody's particular setup. I'm not the fastest guy out there, and I don't have the biggest engine out there, but there's a lot of guys in the camp that are going to be running these exhausts because they have a specific build. Okay, these pipes are for ET, not horsepower. ET is how fast you get from one place to another. Okay, now of course I'm going to start it up for you. And of course you might say, it looks like an HPI, or of course, why didn't you paint it black, or all these other questions. I have this exhaust exactly how I want it. Exactly how I want it, guys. Trust me. I thought about it, and then at the end of the day, I said, man, it really looks good. I like to see the welds. I like to see how clean these welds are. Now, if I cover these welds up, it's just like, I mean, this is like perfection here, man. Smooth. Look at the bends. Look at the bends. Now, is it expensive? Absolutely. To get an exhaust like that made is very expensive and time consuming. So, not saying an off-the-shelf exhaust is bad, but I will tell you this. If you're competitive, if you feel like you're going to be upgrading and upgrading and upgrading, you're going to be just buying exhaust after exhaust after exhaust, because sometimes you have too much power for your exhaust. It doesn't breathe as good. Well, George knows how he wants his bikes built. He just had to have an exhaust built for the motors he's building. I can't take nothing away from the guy. The guy knows how to go fast. And being that he knows how to go fast, you cannot go against the grain. Let's go look at the back of this exhaust, man. Let's look at the back. Come on, guys. You tell me. Hey, listen, everybody has been following my little trend of going from the D&D to the Thunder. And they've been asking me why I went from one to the other. It's because I was hunting for something like this. The Thunder was a good exhaust. Quality was not my favorite. D&D was a good exhaust. Power was not my favorite. It was only 3 horsepower between the two of them, but we're not worried about horsepower. We're worried about getting from A to B the fastest. Guys, this exhaust has really helped. Did I tell you guys about this strap on the bike? Because I know you're going to ask, why do you have that? What is that? A lot of guys have been asking, and I think this is the time for me to kind of say it. Well, if you've ever been in the sport bike world, you know those bikes like to wheelie a lot. The strap sometimes is able to keep you from wheeling, Now me, I like to test my bike on the road to see how the bike reacts. If it's not my suspension, then I know I needs to be strapped down. Sometimes I don't need to strap it, and then I'm only going with suspension work. So now I pull the front end down, lock it down, so it doesn't wheelie as easy. Now, if the road is working, which means the road hooks, that means the bike will wheelie, I unstrap it, and I let the suspension take the load to try and keep me from wheeling as much. The bike is gonna wheelie regardless. You just gotta be prepared and kind of like finesse this bike back down. This bike is an animal, man. I'm gonna tell you that. Now, I know I told you it's 170 horsepower, and you might be thinking, it's not a lot. It's not a lot to be competitive with. Guys, I tell you again, you get on the dyno, and then you get beside somebody, it's two different animals. Well, I think I've gone over everything pretty much on this bike. The reintroduction of Bipolar is here. She will be making her way back to the main stage of this channel. A couple of more upgrades are coming for her. There's nothing major, just a couple of small upgrades, and they're all going to be cosmetic, guys. You guys might ask me, oh, chain drive. Yeah, I got chain drive on this bike, guys. Sorry, I missed that one. Why don't you have carbon wheels? Answer that question one more time, because I like the way the bike looks with these wheels, and it works. It works with these wheels. If I do too many changes, I'm going to be chasing my tail, and we cannot chase tails around here. Got too much money invested in this bike. So one more thing before I go, guys. If you plan on building yourself a bike like this, get two bikes. The downtime is always going to be the killer. Downtime on a bike like this might not seem like much, but if you're putting it down every couple of months, then you're worried about, well, how long is the next time the bike is going to stay down? The reason why I'm saying that is because if you're going to be competitive, you got to keep up with the competitive parts. You have to be able to say, hey, yep, I'm ready to go ahead and dump a little bit more money and dump a little bit more money to go a little bit faster and faster. At that point, if your bike is down like mine was for a few months, you'll say, hey, another bike is needed. This bike is going to have its purpose. It's going to have its avenue, but I need another bike so I don't have any downtime. That's not saying everybody needs to do it, but once you start going this far, once you start spending that type of money, I could have bought two other bikes, well, probably the amount of money I got in this bike. So guys, I appreciate you for watching, joining, subscribing. Drop them comments down in the comment section. I'm still doing a little thing over on Instagram, man. Go watch my Instagram, The Real Official Mac. Yeah, man, that's me. Guys, until the next time, peace.